Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So let's continue here and make sure we are able to post at least one video. Now, I just realized the links here don't actually work, so let's change that a little bit. So I'm going to go back to my header.view here. So homepage here is going to be equal to root, and that's about it. The rest of these guys will have root slash something. So here root slash latest, and then here root slash popular, and then here as well root slash playlists. Okay, great. So this is gonna work. Let's refresh, and when I click there now, I should be able to go to the home page. Click on the upload file, and there we go. These others do not have a view file yet. Okay, we're gonna fix that in a moment. So what I can do is grab, let me go to, for example, video thingy here. Let me grab that. Let me make views. Oh, I see, I need to make controllers as well. Okay, so that can wait a little bit. Let's get back to the video part here. Now, here I want us to load any playlists that exist. So I'm going to put some PHP code here and say if not empty. Let's go to empty and say playlists. Then we loop through that if the playlists are not empty. So let's do end if over here and close that tag. Also, I'm going to duplicate this and duplicate that and push these two in and change the if to a for each statement. That way I can loop through the playlists and do that. Playlists as single playlist, like so. Then I can use that playlist because we're gonna have playlist name somewhere here. Let me echo that, like so. And this result of this should be playlist underscore name, because that's going to be the column that if we check on the playlists, there's playlist name there, and that's what we want. But otherwise we want the value of this to be the ID of the playlist. We want the viewer when selecting to see the name, but we want the value that will be saved to be the ID of the playlist, like so. Okay, great. Now, playlists are not a thing here. So what I want us to do is, let's create a way to grab playlists, to grab all playlists. So I'm going to create a, if we go to model here, inside the model, the main model, we have the find all function that just returns every instance of, actually we can also just run the query function here. So let's try and use that instead, because I don't want to limit how the information I can get from here. So let's do this. So here I'm going to create a new DB. So I'm just going to say DB is equal to new. Oh, can I actually do new database? Let's go to database. Okay, so the database is a trait, so I can't instantiate that. Okay, so I can't do what I wanted to do here. Instead, I would have to create a model. I would have to grab a model here. Now, the thing is, in the view file, we have to limit whatever we do. What I'm trying to say is we don't want to use as much logic. We want to use as little logic as possible. So anything that you want to calculate in here, if it's not an if statement or a loop, if it's not a loop, it's not an if statement, then it's possibly supposed to go in the controller. So let's go to the video controller, which is here. So let's gather playlists from here. Now we already have a video class. What I need now is the playlist class. Playlist. Now this could interfere with, no, actually it wouldn't. So let's just leave it there. and here I will do playlist like so. Then I'm going to go to the video model and copy everything to create a playlist model right here for the playlist table. So here I'm going to change all references of video to playlist and save that as playlist capital P.php. Change the table to playlists, and let's gather all the columns that we need from here. Here we just have playlist name, and then we have the slug as well. Those are the only two things that we actually need in there. Now there's a validate section here, and I'm just going to delete all of this. Oops, what have I done? Okay, I'm going to delete all of this except for the username here, and change username to playlist underscore name like that. So if there's no playlist, we say playlist title or name is required, and then here the playlist name maybe should only have, let's see, with spaces, right? Playlist name, let me try this from here. Playlist name can only have letters with letters and spaces. Let's remove the width. Let's do that. Letters and so here I'll put a space like so to enable spaces in here. We don't want numbers in the playlist titles and stuff. So you can remove this part if you don't care what symbols are added there anyway. So okay, so we don't need to check for terms and conditions. I'll remove that. This is really the only thing we're going to validate for. And then we're going to create another function here called, let's see here for a second, function, we'll call it generate slug. Now this should actually be in the main model here. I don't know why I never added that. Let me see. Maybe it could be there in the functions. Let me check. Maybe I did create that function. Let me see. Apparently not. So this is unfortunate. This is a very good, a function that generates a slug is very good for use in here. So it seems it's not there in the functions. Let's look for it in database. It's not there. Let's see, controller, no. So I never actually created it, even though I use it quite a bit in my own projects. Let's see, nothing. Okay, that sucks. Let's see, maybe I have it in requests for some reason. How about in session? Maybe in user. Let's see. No. Okay, so eventually I'll have to just create it myself. Okay. Alright, so I want us to create a function that will create a slug. The slug is just the name of the playlist, but a URL friendly version of it, right? For now, we're going to leave that out as we save videos. Now, let's create a videos table so we can actually save something in there. Let's go to a video model, and I want to add one more thing here. Wait, videos. This is not even the video thingy. So what we're gonna need in the videos thing is the title, and I know we're gonna need an image, and we're gonna need a video file itself, and then we're gonna need maybe date created is needed, updated not so much, so maybe let's just call it date. And then this one I'm gonna put slug there. Here I will put playlist ID so that we know what playlist it belongs to. And what else? We want to know the number of views as well, so I'm gonna do views, and here we're gonna do popularity. and because we want to be able to select by popularity as well. So views, popularity. What else am I missing? Maybe downloads if you're going to allow downloads, but let's leave that out for now. So the only thing we're gonna need to validate is the title, really. The rest of this, not so much. So just the title for now. So validate in here, title. I'll delete everything else. And here, we'll change that to title, like so. So we're gonna say video title is required. Video title can only have letters and spaces. So let's put a space there to allow spaces, of course. We don't have to accept any terms and conditions. Let's leave that out. Alrighty then. Now there's a slug in here, and there's also a slug in the playlist position here. So what I would rather do, instead of putting the function for creating slugs in both of these models, I'd rather put it in the parent model, which all of them are extending, right? We are using that model. So if I go to model, this is a trait for models, and I would rather put it in here so that every other thing has access to this. So I'm going to say public. So this is inside the model, the main model. This should have been added from the start when creating the MVC, because this is a very useful thing. So I'm going to say function. I'll probably make another update of the MVC and then add this to it. So I'm going to call it string to URL like this. And then here we'll grab that string, and then we're gonna return the string, right? So what we want to do is just clean up this string, remove all strange characters, and then just leave a clean version. Now I already have a version of this that I use. So I've gone ahead and copied the code, and I'm just going to paste it here for a second, and there it is. So you can copy this code. Wait. This is not tabbing properly. I don't like that. So let me do this and tab it nicely. Okay, so there we go. This is the code here. So what it's doing, for example, it's going to replace, if you grab the string here, I'll replace this with string. So let me do this, URL. Let me just call it URL instead, since most of it is called that anyway. So say URL and URL there. It should be string instead, but let's go with that. Okay, so what it's doing is it's grabbing whatever string we pass it in, grab that, replace all single quotes with an empty. So it's just removing all single quotes first. And then here it does a preg replace, where it replaces all non-alpha, replaces anything that isn't a number and isn't a valid letter or alphabetical letter or something like that. And then it replaces that with a dash, okay, because that's URL friendly. And then it removes the dashes at the beginning and the end of the string so that only ones in the middle are left. Then this one converts all the characters that are available to UTF-8. This changes the resulting string to lowercase, just in case there were capitalized letters in there. And then finally, just make sure after this conversion here, we make sure only the A to Z, 0 to 9, and this dash are left. Everything that isn't this in here is changed to an empty string. So I've updated this code over the years to suit other languages as well, because certain characters, whatever strange characters that I meet along the way. So hopefully it's gonna work just fine for you. So copy the code just the way it is, and then we have this string to URL. Or maybe we can say, let's change this. Let's just say convert to slug. Maybe that makes more sense. Or create slug, maybe. Let's do that instead. Let's not spend too much time on this. So create slug. Now, if you don't want to put it in the model, you can put it in the functions just as a normal function like that. But this should do just fine. So now that we've put it in the main model, it means it's available to every model that we have here. So this is good. Now at least we can create a video thingy here. So let's go to video controller right here. We have a playlist, we have a video model. Let's let's leave those as they are. And then if session redirect, okay, that's great. Now here we want to check first of all if a request was sent. That is, actually we are not using this to save. We're going to use the Ajax version. So let's go to Ajax, and let me grab this as well, copy that for the, in fact, let me just copy everything that's here and new file, paste, and save this. Now I want to save this as an ajax.php so that whenever we send something to the /Ajax, it's gonna come here. So let's change, this is video class, this is Ajax class. Let me change that to suit accordingly. And what do we want? Okay, now we can't redirect an Ajax we can redirect an Ajax request, but that doesn't mean anything really. So all we do here is we just tell it to die if the user is not an admin. Okay, we don't need a view file either because this is just for Ajax requests. We just send a result back. Okay, cool. So with this in mind, let's now check if a request was sent. So let's do request, if request posted, like so. Okay. So if something was posted, then that's great. Now I want us to return, wait a second. Since we're going to be doing a lot of Ajax requests, it would be a good idea to determine what the data type is that we are sending. That way we know what to do with it. So here I'm going to create an array called info, and I'll add something called data type to it, and then equate it to something here. So let's see, let me just move this inward like so, and I'm going to assume there is data coming from the post variable. So it's equal to request post, like that. So let's grab all post data from there and get that, and I'm going to assume data type exists. Okay, like that. I just want to initialize the info thingy and then just have some kind of value within it. It would be good to also only go here if this exists already. But let's go to, let me move this out here so I can use it before I get to this point. So let's say, and let's do not empty that. So we make sure that's not empty. Then we come here, that's good. And once we reach the end, where is this? Maybe here I can just initialize this and say info is equal to an empty array. That way I can echo out here and echo. So whatever I echo here will be the result of that Ajax request. So I want to echo this array that I've created called info, but I can't echo an array. I'll have to to use one of those print R's, but instead I'll use the JSON encode. What JSON encode does is that it converts an array into a string, and then that way we can echo that string, and that will be the result of our Ajax request. Okay, so all this is good, but if something was posted here, what I want us to do now is to check the data type. So I'm going to say if data, and then data type is equal to, we're going to call it upload video, or we just say new video, like that, new video. We can call it anything we want. So if we're creating a new video, then this is what we do. And then we're gonna do another else. Let's say else, if for example we are deleting a video, we can use that here. But for now, we may not use that delete function here, so let's just leave it at that. So video model here, great. But what I want to do here is, oh, I forgot something. In the video controller here, I want to create playlists, right? I want to generate playlists. So in the playlists, where is this? I can do this instead and say, if we want to send information to the view file here, we'll have to create an array to send that information. So we're going to call it data. So I'm going to say data and put playlists in there, like so. And I'm going to call this, let's see, playlist, which is this class name here. Okay, I want to run a query here, like so. I'll use the query function instead, so I can run a very specific query. I don't want to use the first or where function because that has a limit and an offset, which I don't want to start editing. So instead, I'll just use a query. So I'll say select all columns from playlists, like so, playlists, where, actually I just want all of them. So select all from playlists, and that's it. So that's done, playlists, good. So once I do this, I should have a visual of playlists here. Let me refresh to see that happen. And as you can see, there's an untitled playlist there, which is awesomeness. Okay, so that's how we can add playlists there and select. Let me do untitled 2 just to show you that we can have multiple of these. So I'm gonna insert a second one, untitled 2, like that, and copy that. We will edit these a bit later. So there's supposed to be a slug and a playlist name, and then let me hit save. That way we have 2 of them here, and if I refresh the page, you will see we have 2 playlists to select from. Okay, now I just want to see what happens once we post something here. So it should go to new video here, and for it to reach here, we should have this variable there. So let me just make sure in the video view here, in the when we are sending data here, where is this? Here, where we are adding things to the data. So we are adding all inputs here, but let's add one more called data type. So I'm going to say data.append. So this one will be called data type, and it's going to be equal to what do we call it? We call it new video, right? That's what we are expecting on the other side. Let me check that out. Yes, new video. That way it knows this was sent for this purpose here. So with this new video, all we need to do is move uploaded files, for example. So I'm going to say move uploaded file for, let's see here. Files will be inside the files property there. let me do this, inside image, and then it's going to be inside temp name. So I've done a lot of tutorials on uploading files, and just know that this is where you find your uploaded file. This is the input name of that file you've uploaded, what name you gave the input, and then it will always be found in temp name. Just like when we are uploading the file, it will be inside file but temp name, like that. So there's image destination and file destination here. So I'm going to do this, say image destination and then file destination, so that we have both like so. Okay, so this will upload the image, this will upload the file. It's as simple as that. But we need to make these destinations there. So first of all, we need a folder. So let's create a folder that we can use. We're going to call that folder uploads, like that. Don't forget that slash. And then if file exists, I want to see if it does not exist, right? Let's create a new folder. So I'm going to say mkdir, like this, and folder. Then let's give ourselves permission to edit the folder, and recursive folder creation with true there. Okay, so if the folder does not exist, create it. That's what we are doing here. And then at least now we can have create a destination. So to create a destination here, we're going to say image destination is equal to, first of all, the folder, of course, and then add the file name itself. Now it's better to randomize the name of the file. So let's put a timestamp there just to make sure it's unique, even though it's possible that the same file name was loaded previously. So we're just going to add some time to it and then use the file name itself, like that. So we are just putting the folder in front, and then a random integer, which is time, and then the actual file name. That way, if we upload the same file a few minutes later, it's going to still be unique because it will have a different timestamp. Alright, so let me duplicate this and change image to file. So let me change that and do file, like this. So now we have both destinations ready to go. Okay, so that and that. Great. Now it's also a good idea to resize images to keep the image sizes down, because they do slow down your website if you keep uploading large file sizes. So image destination here would be, we can do that using the image. Let me do this. I have the image model here, which is right there. So this one has resize, and you can tell it the limit of the size over here. So maybe let's put 800 on that, but that's okay. Resize. So let me come down here. What I will do is resize the image before we save it. So actually, before we do any of these things, if posted, blah blah blah, let me put down this here. Where is this? There. Let's do some validation. Okay, so we're gonna say if video validate, like that. Let's send in the data like so. So I'm just gonna duplicate this here and delete this one and move this in like so. Okay, so we validate the data first, right? Now if data is not validated, let me do else, like that. I'm going to assign info errors, like that, is going to be equal to video errors. That way we know whatever errors came back from that. Okay, cool. Then it's always a good idea as well to know whether info was successful or not. So let me just put this here and use that as an initiator like that. So I'm going to say info success is equal to false, and then info errors, I'll initialize it here, is equal to an empty array, like so. Okay, so initialized, then we give it a data type, and then I want to change success to true if we do get to this point where we are uploading documents and all that. So I'm going to change that success to true. Okay, then eventually we'll echo out the info data there. So we've moved things, but we haven't saved anything. So what I will do is I need to add, for example, these image destinations to be part of data here, right? So what I'll do is grab that. So instead of image destination, we're just going to call it image. So I'm going to do this. Wait. Let me change instances of these to that and say image. Okay. Same thing here. I'll change it to file and paste that and do file like that. That way I can put data directly when saving. So here I will do this. I'll say video, insert, and then put the data variable in there like so. So there could be things we are missing here. For example, if this is playlists, right? We need now to create a new table called videos. So I'm going to create a new table here called videos. Let me just add a bit more columns here. Any number will do. We'll use what we can. I'll put ID there, auto increment, and it's going to be video title. So I'm just going to call it title. And then we have the image, we'll have the file, and we're going to have the playlist ID. Now all I'm doing is just creating the columns here as dictated by the video model. So here there's date, there's slug, views, and popularity. So there's date, there's slug, there's views, there's popularity. Where is this? Popularity, like so. I think that does it. So these views and popularity are integers, so that's fine. We'll leave it at that. Let's just give them a default value of 0. Like that. Even here, 0 default value. The slug is a variable character of 100 characters at least. The date will be date time. Where is date time here? My mouse is a mess. Okay, there we go. Playlist ID will just be an ID, default value 0. The file will be a variable character, just like that. This will house a link to the files. Let's put 2048. The title is a variable character. Let's just leave it at 100 max, title length. And this should do just fine. Maybe let's make it 90 so that we leave some room for slug to add extra text or extra numbers in case. Let's see, maybe 90. That's okay. It should work just fine. Okay, so with this we are ready for the video table. So save. So there it is, videos. Now the title, if we're going to use to search the title, let's add an index. Same with slug, we're going to use that in the URL to find the videos. We may want to order by view count, so let's add an index there. Same thing with popularity, let's add a separate index. If you're going to search by date, playlist is a big thing, we'll be searching by that, so let's add that there. But that's about it, the indices we need. So if I go to the browse, there it is. So goody. So we have everything apparently we need. In the Ajax here, we insert and the rest of the data will be inserted there. Oh wait, there's a description that I forgot. So I forgot description here. So let's go to the structure. Let's add one more and let's call it description. So there we go, description, and here we're gonna put you can put text if you're not sure how long the description will be. Maybe could be a lot of text that you're expecting, so just put text here. Where is text? Right there. You can put no as an empty to allow empty values, so description. So which means now in the video model I should add description here, so description as well as an editable thing. I think that really does it. Okay, so if I now save this, I should be able to save to the file. Oh, by the way, let's go to Ajax here. I want to be able to resize this image. So here, right here, I'm just going to say if I don't need to check if the file exists. All I need to do is just say image resize, and then put the resize image and the size I want 1000 pixels to be the maximum allowed pixels there. So let's see here, core image. Where did I initialize the image thingy? So I didn't. So let me initialize it here. I'm going to say image is equal to new image, like that. Okay, cool. Then let's resize the image and insert into the database, and success will be true. Okay, very, very good. All right, let's see if this will work, or we may get some errors. Now, in order to see any errors, you must keep your console on. That way you get some results here. Now, we won't see any errors immediately unless we are looking for, you see where here, where everything is 200, or even if it's not 200, what I want to do is do a console.log the xhr.response text, like that. That way we are able to see whatever result comes back, which will include PHP errors. Okay, so now I can close this and try to create one video. So I'm gonna do this. Let's try that image. Let's give it a title of my video, and let's browse for a file. Let's go here and let me browse for a file, MP4 file. Let me select a playlist. Let me add some kind of description, and then let's do a save, like so. So as you can see, it's uploading. Let's see if we get any errors at the end of it. So upload complete, very good. It refreshed, which probably means there was no errors, or there could be errors. But let's check to see the browse button here. So nothing was added here, which means we got some errors. Let me remove the refresh part here, and so that we can actually see if there are any errors there. Okay, so let's refresh our page. We refresh the page and try again. This time I want us to see the errors that we get. So I'm gonna do, let me start by adding the video here, then add an image as well. So here I'll add just any image randomly, and let's select a playlist and some kind of description, and let's do a save. Now I'm going to inspect the element while this is going on, and I want to see what results we get. So okay, there we go, and of course there's an error there. So fatal error from the PHP side, it's saying the class image not found. So that's the reason why. So a fatal error means it failed to continue. So that's why nothing was saved. So let's go to the image class and see what it's actually inside model. So that should work. Where is this? Ah, okay. So it shouldn't work. This was the wrong the wrong namespace. So with that in mind, we should be able to do this again. So all I need to do is just click save again, and it should try again. Let's try one more time. Okay. All right, upload complete. And as you can see, success true, no errors, data type, new video. So in this case, it means we should have something here. And indeed we do. So there's, oh, the date, we forgot the date, sorry. Description, why does it have 00? That's weird. That is weird indeed. Why does description have that? What's the default? Ah, look at that. I selected the wrong thing. So let me do a change here. I should have selected text, not this thing I selected. So text, remove the string length, default no. That's fine. So let's save that. Let's go back, and I can easily just edit this out. I'll type some kind of description like that. Okay. The date though, let me change this here. I can just add today's date or something. This is March 2023. Let me just add that there and save. Okay, great. But what we need to do is when saving here, we need to add the date. So just like we added extra stuff here, I'm gonna add some extra info like date. So I'm gonna do data and say date and add a new date by just using the date function and giving it the format that I want, like that, date and time. So copy that and do the same. So at least we have that going on there. Let me go to the video view file. Let's remove that refresh since we now know everything is working as intended. And with this, the success is equal to true. And what's this? New video, data type, new video, great. Okay, everything seems okay for now. I'll close that. Let me refresh. Let's add another video, right? So let's just add maybe another image. Let's add my second video. Let's browse for another video. I'm gonna grab maybe, just so it's different, this one here, and same playlist and another description. I just want to see if this will save properly. There it is, and upload complete, refreshed. Okay, cool. Now if I go home and I go to my browse, I will see there are two videos here, which is awesomeness. Now if I come down to this public, I will see that there's a new folder called uploads, and in here we have all these files. So I'm going to do open folder. Okay, so there were files being moved that I don't actually know. Let's see, this one. What about all these? Where are these from? Okay, so this is a repeat, I guess. Some of these things are repeated, right? I wanted to delete those that are not used. So I think the last 4 should be the ones that that are useful. Anyway, what I want to do is on the home page here, I want us to load these videos. So very easy to load videos on the home page here. Let's go to the home page. So I'm going to close all files and let's go to the home page view. Where is this? Here is the home page view. And in the homepage view, we have featured videos. And of course, this is one video here, one video card. And it has this and that. So the rest of these I can delete because I do not need at all. I just need one. Then we're going to use a loop instead. So I'll refresh, and there is that single one. And here I will put an end if, like so, and close it. While at the top here, I will put, what do I put? PHP if not empty. I'll call this videos, like that. Then we need to move all this in. Let me duplicate that and duplicate this and push things in one more time. Change the if statement to a for each. And then change the video as a single video, like that. That way we can use things like video title here. I'll use the escape function to make sure if there are any special characters in the video name or the video title, they're going to be escaped. So that's good. Copy that. And we need to know the playlist name, but for now we only have a playlist ID, so let's go with that. So I'm going to put playlist ID over here. Here we want an image, so what I'll do is I'll use the get image function and close that. And then from there we're going to say, I'm going to put video and image, like that. Okay, so let's see how well that works. Oh, that won't work at all. So we need an else statement here, because it's possible that there won't be any videos as it is now. Then we can just put an alert over there. So if I refresh, we have emptiness. But instead of this emptiness, we can go to the sign up page and copy this part where we have please fix these errors. So I'm going to copy this right there and put it there, like so. So instead of please fix the errors, we're going to say no videos found, exclamation point. That way if we come back, we have these no videos found. Okay, cool. But let's load the videos because it's looking for videos here. Let's go and do this in the controller because we should do all logic inside the controller. So here I'm gonna do, since we have this video thing, okay, we did that there. So we have that, which is cool. So what I want to do here is we have playlists. Wait, this is the wrong page, right? I am looking for the home page instead. So what I want to do is copy this part there, go to home page and put it there, like so. So what I want is create a data variable and do videos. The reason I'm creating data is because I want to send that to the view file through there. So I'm gonna do is equal to, and let's do video, and then we use the where clause. Actually, we don't need to use the where clause. Let's use the find all, like that. Now find all has a limit of 10. If you want to change how things are limited and the like, you can do video and then say limit is equal to maybe 20, like so. So let's do 24 or something. That way that would be the limit of this find all issue. So if I now come back here, at least we'll have two videos, as you can see now. Very straightforward. But we don't have playlists here. Now what I want is for every time I read from this, every time I read from this, I should what to do here? Wait. If I go to the model trait, there's a where clause. I'm looking for the okay, so in the insert there's this remove unwanted blah blah blah. Okay, interesting. Okay, what we can do is go to videos. Where is the video model? Then we can create a new function here. I'm gonna say function. Let's call it a public function. I'm gonna say public function get playlists. Okay, so here we're going to supply all the rows that we want to get playlists from. So what I would do is I will grab I'll grab the playlist IDs. So I'm gonna say playlist IDs is equal to, and I'm gonna say array column like this. Now what array column does is it gets an array, and from there it targets a specific column. If it's an array of arrays, then it targets a specific column and gives you the value in form of an array. So here all I want from these rows is a playlist ID like that. Okay, so playlist IDs will be in there as a single array. Okay, so if let's see here, let's put an if statement and say if not empty, that way we don't run into errors. If not empty rows, and then one item in those rows, and then playlist ID like that, then it means that column does exist and we can use the information. So down here I just want to return the rows that I was given, but what I want to do now is run a query where I get all the playlists. Wait a second, maybe this is not even a good thing to do it this way, because then I'll read all the playlists into one section. Okay, let's change it. That wasn't going to work well. It was going to work, but not very well. So let's do better. I'm going to say rows as key value. Okay, so I'm just looping through now what I'm doing here is that imagine we retrieve, let's say 10 videos, right? 10 video rows, and each one has a row ID. But what I want instead is to grab, actually let's do even better. Let me do this. Instead of having to do this, let's go to the home page, and instead of doing the find all, let's use a query string instead. I think we can create a better query here that will include, let me do select all from, now this video limit is no longer a thing. It won't work in the query thing here. So we're just going to say limit is equal to 24 and use it in the query. So I'm going to say select all from videos where just like that, order by ID descending, limit, and then let's put that variable there like so. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to combine two tables, the playlist table and the videos table. So currently what's happening is that we're retrieving information from the videos table, but I want to add an extra column that has the playlist. Instead of the playlist ID, we'll have the playlist name there as well. So I'm gonna call this table videos, right? Select all from videos, and then we'll say join playlists, right? Join playlists. So I'll call this one videos as V, which is an alias I'm giving it, and playlists as P. And then we have to tell them when to join the tables, what to compare with. So I'm going to say on, that's how you do it. You say on which column should match which column when you join the two tables. So the video dot playlist ID should match, which is equal to should match the playlist dot ID like that. That's where those should be matched. So if I do this, you won't notice a difference probably. If I refresh, oh sorry, column ID in order clause is ambiguous. Okay, so what it's saying is that it doesn't know which ID this is from. So this is from the videos.id. So let's do that, and that will remove the ambiguity there, and it will load just normal. But I want it to give me a playlist column. So say here select from video.all. So all columns from the video table, and then comma, from the playlist table, I want the playlist name, underscore name from there. Okay, so playlist name from there. Maybe we can also add the playlist slug. So p.playlist name and then p.slug as well. Yeah. Now there's always a slug already on the video, so this is gonna get confusing. So instead I'll say p.slug as, let me give it an alias, as playlist slug, like so. Okay. Now I want you to see the result of this query right here. I'm gonna say show data video so that you understand what I'm trying to do here. So copy, let's paste that and save. So I will show you the full query here just as soon as I know if it's working fine. Okay, so look at the results we are getting here. So everything here looks normal, except we have a playlist slug, which is untitled, and a playlist name, which is untitled. So we've added 2 extra columns from another table that does not belong to this table that has this information. That's how you combine tables. So you can see here, wait, this is ID 2. So this should be a different ID, no? No, it should be. Oh no, they belong to the same playlist. So this is all good. So now what this means is that we have a column now named playlist name and playlist slug, which we can use directly here. So great news, even though those do not belong to the same table. So that's why I had to use a query function, so I can write, because this query is rather complex for those models to handle. Okay, now if you want to create an offset, well, okay, we will create offsets later for when we are doing pagination. For now, this is fine. So what I would do is go to the home page, and right about here, instead of the playlist ID, now I know I can have the playlist name there, which is cool. Let's go here and there it is. So untitled. Let's add links to these things as well. I don't know if we needed the slug, but I wanted, if somebody wants to click on one of these things to go to a specific playlist, they should be able to do that. So I'm gonna say a playlist. Maybe we don't need that, so I'm gonna leave that for now. All I want is, let me change this to an A tag maybe, and then put an href. And then here, of course, we'll need root to start with, and then slash. This should take us to play the video. So I'm going to call that one play slash, and then we put in the slug for this particular video. So I'm going to show video slug and then close that like so. Oh, by the way, we didn't check the slugs, did we? Let's go to the videos here, and the slug is empty. Look at that. So I didn't think about that. So let's delete all this and start afresh. So the slugs are empty, which is not good. So let me come back here and refresh. Now we have something like this, and I can click to go to another page like so. Okay, cool. So this is all nice, but the slugs are empty. So as you can see, /play and then empty slug. So that's not cool. So what I want to do is delete all these. So I'm going to go to the uploads folder, open and delete everything. Then I'm going to go to my table and truncate this table. I'll go to operations. This is the videos table, and truncate that, remove everything. So now it's empty. If I go to browse, it's empty. Okay, so let's make sure and if I refresh here, obviously no videos found. If I go to the Ajax page, where is that Ajax page? There we go. we forgot the slug over here. So I'm going to do this, duplicate and say slug. The slug should be equal to, let's use any of these models. So I'm going to use the video model and say create slug, because it's on every model. Every model has that. So where do we create the slug from? What string do we put here? We put the title of the video. So I'm going to put title there, like so. Now the problem is we could have another thing with this slug right here. So I'm going to grab this slug from there and put a while loop. So I'm going to say while this is true, create another slug. That's what I want. While this condition is true, do another. Actually, instead of doing that, we just say slug is equal to slug, and let's add a random number like that to the end of it. Let's do 10,000 and then put numbers like that. Doesn't matter. You can just put some random numbers there. Now, what condition are we looking for? For as long as there's a result. So here I'm going to use the first function from the video class. So the first function just uses an array to find something. So I'm looking for a slug in the video table. And for as long as this slug here, data slug, exists in the table, this will always return true. And while it's true, repeat this, okay? Add a number to the thing so that we randomize it. And then as soon as we don't find a result, then that becomes false, then we can continue. Okay. This is just to ensure that we don't repeat, we don't have the same slug for two videos that have exactly the same title. Okay, so there we go. We have that should do the trick. And let's go ahead. So I'm going to refresh and let's upload a new video. I'm going to click on that. Let me add the file first. I'm going to add a file. How big is this file? Let's try this smaller one. Now that we know things are working just fine. Oh, there we go. So we need to do page breaks on the overall thing. So what I'm gonna do is, let me go to in the CSS, right? Let's change the styles a little bit. Let's go to styles.css. I should have added this. Oh, it's already added on the body. Word break, word wrap, break word. I think the problem is I added it here. Let me add this, not on the body, but here. Okay, I'm gonna change my CSS to suit that, something like so. I don't like using these star only because I think they take a lot of processing. Anyway, let's go to the header file. Just to make sure our style sheet is refreshed, I'm going to put a question mark at the end and just put some random number like v1 or some random text. Let me refresh, click here, and let's try this again. That doesn't seem to do anything. I want it to wrap the text around. So what's happening? So maybe that doesn't work. So if it didn't work, let me just undo it. It wasn't worth it. Word wrap, break word. Word break. Let's see. Word wrap. There's break word there. Okay. Word break. Break word. Okay. This should work. Anyway, this is a CSS issue, so don't sweat it. Let's click here. You can always Google the correct CSS there to add. I don't want to dwell on that for long. So my first video. Let's select a playlist, some kind of description, and then let's do save. Okay, there we go. Done. Good. Let's go to the home page and see, and there is our video. Now it does have a slug, so let's check it out. If I click on browse, you will see it has a slug called my first video, which is just the title but cleaner without spaces. Okay, cool. So all that is great. Let me add let's see, my first video. Let's add a second video. Okay, so let's go upload video, click on that. Let's add a second one. Let's say my second video. Let's browse for, we're just gonna use the same video file throughout, untitled, another description. Now, instead of this text area here, you can download, you can use a JavaScript library or one of these third-party libraries that create an editor instead, so that you can style your text. You can add, maybe you can make this bold, you can change it to an H1. There's one called, which I like to use, it's called what? What's that one called? TextMate, is it? No, not TextMate. It's called... wow, I've forgotten the name. But just check for, they're called WYSIWYG editors. What you see is what you get. Just Google those. There are some free ones you can use here so that you can at least style your text properly here. If I remember the name, I'll mention it towards the end. All right, so let's save again. Let's do that save. Okay, good. Oh yeah, it's called SummerNote. Now I remember it. So just download SummerNote. I think I did another tutorial with that in there, but there we go. So we have my second video, my first video, then when we click, we go here. So let's fix that page that happens when we do that. But before we do this, we can do the latest and popular playlists and playlists here as well. But before we can show any playlists here, we have to be able to upload playlists. So new playlist should be the next thing we do. So what I'm gonna do is, let's see here, it's called playlist new. Where was the upload thing? Upload video new, right? Okay, we're gonna deal with that in a minute. So let me go to video controller and copy all of that, and I'm gonna right click controllers and a new file, paste. This one should be called playlist. So I'm gonna say playlist, playlist class, and here as well, playlist. So select all from playlists. I don't need this anymore. So let's remove that. We leave this. We don't need video anymore because this is for playlists. Okay, I'm gonna leave the rest of this here. So save that. Capital P, playlist.php. Okay, cool. Then let me go to the video view, copy everything from here, new view, paste, save. I'll save this as playlist.view.php. Okay, this is good. Now on the Ajax side, the only thing we need to change, okay, I'll change this in a moment. Let's just, instead of upload video, say new playlist. Okay, there should be a featured image, that's fine. There's a playlist title, or playlist name, that's what we can call it. We don't need a video file at all, so remove all of that. This is not title, this is going to be playlist underscore name. I'll just say name there. Name playlist name. Okay, that does it. And we don't need to select a playlist at all. In fact, it's the only thing we need. We don't need a description either. This is all. We need the progress bar, but that's about it. The rest of this image, blah blah blah. Okay, great, looking good. Let's remove file added. Is not anything we're gonna be using. Uploading to the upload is complete. Okay, great. This is all good. This is all good. We don't need the select and text area, but they are not there anyway, so let's remove that. Optional description, image. Wait, the image is optional in there? No. Optional fields, file, image. Oh, okay. This is all right. I remember why I made the image optional. There's no optional fields in here at all. So we're gonna leave the image only. Let's remove this file thingy. It's not there. Let's see, empty required. There's if the name is value empty. Okay, that's okay. The field is required. There's image here. We don't have a file, so let's just remove that. Files value. Okay, that's okay. Instead of new video, new playlist. Okay, that's the data type now. Everything else here looks good. Upload complete, an error occurred, blah blah blah. That's fine. Display image, display video is no longer a function we use here. Okay, seems about right. Something I forgot though, formats. Let's go to the Ajax thingy here. Before we move the uploaded file, we need to validate it first. So what I'm gonna do, what to do here? I want to make sure that when the format is incorrect, it doesn't do any of this. So I'll copy info errors here. If validate and empty info errors, then we go down here. Okay, so info errors is empty here, but here what I want to do is check validate image and file. Okay, so I'm gonna say if not empty files, right, image name, which means there's a file that was sent. The allowed file types are image slash. I already did this, so I'm gonna go back to video. Where is that? Video view. In fact, playlist view has the same code, so that's okay. Where is that? Yeah, this right here. Let me just copy that. Let's go here and paste it there. Okay, so those are the allowed image types. So what I'm gonna do is say if, for example, if not in array, like the needle is what we are looking for. So we're looking for the type of file here. I'm gonna put the needle and change that to type. The haystack is the allowed array. So if this is not in the array, then let's add an error in info errors. So I'm gonna copy this, paste it here, info errors. Since it's an array, I'll add to the end of the array and say if info errors, actually didn't even show how to display the errors if there are any. So here I'm just going to say image format not supported. Now, you may be wondering, why are we validating the images when we already did validate them on the JavaScript side? Now, the reason we're doing this is because this JavaScript code is in the browser, and somebody can easily edit that code to make it run differently, and then it may skip the validation. So JavaScript validation is just for user convenience. That way, because without this JavaScript validation, you'd have to upload a whole file just for the PHP side to tell you this is the wrong format. So it's better it's evaluated on the JavaScript side before you even post, to save time. But if you try to bypass the system somehow, you find yourself still dealing with a second validator which you don't have access to, that lives on the server. So that's why we're doing this, for security reasons. So image format not supported. Let's put a exclamation there, like so. And so for as long as there's errors in here, this will not run here, which will mean we're gonna have that instead. So let's come back here. So there we go. What else is going on here? Image format not supported. Great. Okay, so this will help us. And wait a minute. Okay, so let's do the same for the video. So I'm gonna do this, and allowed here is video /mp4, like so. So let's go down here, delete all that. This one will be file instead. Okay, file not video format not supported. Okay, simple as that. That validates everything. So this validation type, this what we've done in here will be pretty much the same thing we'll do if the let's see here, data type is set. Actually here we're not checking what data type it is, are we? Wait a second. Oh yeah, so yeah, there, if not empty. Okay, okay, so this is the part where we check what the data type is. So I'm gonna grab this and put an else statement here, put another if statement like so for different thing here. So this is new playlists, like that, and let's copy everything from here into this other side there and paste like so. Now we just need to edit. Now this is being repeated, the folder creation. So let's remove it from the if statement because we don't need to repeat that. So I'm gonna grab this. Let's see, validate video. Okay, no. This is all wrong. Let me cut this. Let me paste it here instead. That way we create a folder here whether we are doing something eventually or not. That's number one. And then the second thing is we need to change the if statement. This new video should come before this. So I'm gonna move this up like so, move it back, and then move it inward like this, so that we have this second if statement here instead. So if we validate errors, let me remove this one here for now. We're gonna come back to it after we fix all this. So if data type is equal to new video, it's not that, an else statement. Okay, so even this else statement should go here instead, like so. Let me move this. Yeah, otherwise validation errors and stuff. Okay, so finally we can put an else here, and let me copy that part and okay, paste it here like so. So this is new playlist instead, like this. All right, and now we can use the playlist model to do the rest of this. So There we go, new playlist, video. So instead of video here, we use playlist. Where did we? Okay, so both of them are created here, so that's fine. Okay, let's go down here. So video arrow. So every instance of video arrow should be changed to video playlist. Let's change that. Oh, not video. Should be changed to playlist arrow, like this. Okay, playlist insert. Let me make sure that's what we have. Yes, that's what we have. Okay, so here what we're doing is checking if there are errors, and the info errors is empty. And let's look here. If there's an image, we don't need the file. And what else? We need the date. No, we don't need the date. We do need a slug, so that's fine. Instead of title, it's playlist name there. Okay, and then what else? Yep, we check for the slug. We remove the file uploader. We can resize the image, that's fine. And we playlist insert, success true, otherwise we show errors. Okay, everything looking good so far. So let's go back to new playlist here. Okay, so there we go. That's the page we have. We have an error here, variable data undefined on line 26. Okay, so let's go to playlist.php. Line 26 is here. It's saying data is undefined. Okay, why? Because we haven't initialized it anywhere here. So let's initialize it just for the heck of it. Let's do that. That should remove our error. Okay, so playlist name and a featured image. That's all we need. So go to images here, or grab an image anywhere. I don't know why I would need people's images for a playlist, but let's go to products maybe. So you can put any of these, whatever image you'd like. Put that image, and then my first playlist, like that. Okay, so let me save this. It should work out if everything goes well. Upload complete, refreshed. Okay, good. Let's go to playlists now and see if we have a result. And there it is, my first playlist with its slug there. So simple as that, we can add playlists now. Okay, so we will see the list of playlists in the admin section. So I'm just thinking probably we'll need another video to deal with the admin section, but everything here seems to work fine. Now this means that if I go to upload a video, now I will have my first playlist in the list there, right? So that's cool. That's how you add new playlists. Let's go new playlist. There we go. Okay, great. So at this point, we can put the rest of the pages here as needed. So homepage, great. Latest is exactly like homepage, and the only difference, it doesn't have this hero section. So let's create that. So I'm going to go to home, copy everything, create a new controller. So every time you have a new page, you have to make a controller. So this one is latest. So I'm going to change that to latest, like that. Latest class, capital A, latest.php. Okay, so we load videos just like this, and there's a limit here, but we'll need pagination, so we'll do pagination a bit later. Order by v.id descending. Okay, that seems about right. So this is all good. Latest, blah blah blah. Now all I need to do is go to the home. Where is the home view page? Copy everything. Create latest page. Latest.view.php. So instead of featured videos, let's change that to latest videos. And then we should move this section above it like so. And that's about it. That saves the day. And there we go. So latest videos, just as simple as that. But I want this to show that we're on the latest page, right? So change the class name. So let's go to the header. And all we need to do is look at the class. This is class 11, this is class 12. So class 11 is like the active class, okay? So what I'm going to do is say something like, I want to check in the URL to check what page number we are on. Now, if we go to our, okay, let's go to functions. Let's see if there's a function that can help us to do this, to check what the current page name is that we are in. Okay, so there's this one called URL variable. So there's URL there. And if we just look for URL 0, this is usually the page name. Or we can just put page in there. So URL page, and then that should do it. So here I can do this. I can go to here and say, for example, I'll do this and say if. Now we don't need to use an if statement. We can use the ternary operator. We put a condition there, put a question mark. If the condition is true, we return one string, full colon. If the condition is false, we return another string like this, and then close that. So if it's true that this is active, we return this string. If it's false, we return class 12 in there. So the class we assign will depend if this page truly meets the criteria. So we're going to say URL page like that. If that result is equal to home, if the page is home, then we change those classes like that. So let's just see if this works as intended. So as you can see, home is no longer there, but it's on latest. So let's see if this will work on the others. So I'm going to grab this and replace this with that, and just put what name we're expecting. Latest, we're expecting popular, and here we're expecting playlists. Okay, so this will assign the correct class, as you can see there. Let's go to home, as you can see, latest, popular. Okay, but at least you can see what's going on. This active is moving with that. So let's put popular and let's put playlists. All of these guys will be exactly the same as as latest. So I'm gonna grab latest again and create two more files. So the first file I will paste will be popular, right? Popular, capital P, popular.php. Let's change here as well. Popular. Fine, that's good. Now here, the order is only that changes. So order by v.popular. Popular descending like that. Popularity, actually. That's what the column name is called. That's the only difference. And the limit is maybe, yeah, I think that's okay. Let me close that. We won't be needing that anymore. Let me paste here. And this one is playlists. So playlist with an S, I guess, playlists.php, like that. And then latest will be playlists. And then here, this one will be playlists, singular, no, plural. Let me save that as well. Now, playlists are not videos. So here the query should be simpler. So what do we do here? So instead of video, we're gonna have playlist as the model. Okay, then instead of that, we'll have playlists, and then a playlist here. Instead of query, we're gonna use find all, because we just want to get everything from that table. Limit 10, like that. Okay, great. Then instead we're gonna use playlists. Limit is equal to, and then put that limit there. Okay, cool. So that is great. Playlist, blah blah blah. Okay, good. Then now the latest.view. Let me copy all of that. Let's add playlists, which will be very similar. Let's say here playlists.view.php. So instead of videos, just this video, I will select all instances and change that to playlist. So instead of latest playlist, it's just playlists, like that. Playlist name. So this will be replaced by that over here. We don't need this second part here at all. Great. So let's give it a try. Playlists. Okay, so there we have playlists, but oh, that's one thing I forgot. In playlists, there's no image. Wow. Okay, what I'm gonna do is truncate, do an operation here, delete everything from playlists. Go to browse, or structure actually, then add one more column called image. Variable character 2048. No, save. Okay, this way we have an image in there. So let's make sure also on the playlists model, where are the models? Playlist model, we add image there as well. Let's do that. Okay, cool. So that it can edit it here. So if I now refresh, there will be no playlists found, but let's add a new playlist. So we're gonna say my first playlist. Let's add an image. There is the image, and hit save. Okay, cool. Now let's go to playlists, and there we go. So at least we have a playlist now, which is awesome. Okay, good. Then let's go to popular. Let's go to latest. Okay, popular is not a thing yet. View file not found. Let's go. Where is popular here? There it is, popular. Okay, so here popular is the same as latest. So I'm just gonna grab all of these and create a view. Save that as popular.view.php. Instead of latest videos, we're gonna say popular videos. And really that's it. That's the only change there. If I refresh, there we go. Popular videos ordered by popularity. Now the thing is, we will be able to, we'll find a way to edit the popularity of a video so it goes up and down, just as the views go up and down as well. Okay, so latest, popular, latest, home. Okay, and playlists. Look at that. Very cool. So things are working fine. The only thing remaining now is the video play situation. So if I click on this, then we see a video play over here, and that would be good, right? Okay, so let's fix that part now. All right, before we deal with that, let me add a little play button here so that there's a difference between a video and a playlist. So what I'm gonna do is, this is on the popular view. We're gonna use that as a test place. So I just want to add an I tag here. That way I can put a bootstrap icon. So bi play, like that, the play button. And let me add a style here. First, I'm gonna change the font size to something like 50 pixels. Let me change. Let's try that. Okay. So refresh, and there it is. But I want it above the image here. So let me change the position type to absolute. That should do the trick. Okay, great. Let's change the color to white. I think I like white better on this. Okay, there we go. At least there's a kind of a play button here. Maybe there's a play feel. I don't know if there's one like that. Let me do feel like that, because usually that's what you get when you do this. Oh, there we go. Okay. So up to you which one of these you want to use. Maybe let me leave that. The one with a line is better, with an outline. So latest, let's try this as well here. Where else? So playlists, you can add a different icon altogether. Where else? Homepage. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I think that does it. If we go to the home page, they do have those latest, popular, playlists. Okay, cool. So you can add a different kind of icon to show that this is a playlist, but I'll leave this like this for now. Okay, so when I click on a video, it should go to the play page, which is right there. So let's try the play page. Let's grab the latest here and copy all of that. Let me go to Control and New, paste, save, and this one is play.php. Okay, so let's do that. Capital play. Let's change all that to play. Now we're looking for a video. This is a single video, so it's not videos, it's just video. Now to differentiate between one video and this class, we're gonna call this one video class like that, and we'll do this video class, and then this is just video like so, and limit is 1, of course, because we're just getting one video here. So here we're gonna select. Now before we do that, we want to grab the contents of the URL. So there's a play here, which is part of the controller name, and then this second part here will be a function name. So since that function name isn't there, it will land here. So here we can receive the slug, but we'll set it equal to an empty, a null like that, so that in case the user doesn't type that in the URL, we still don't get an error here. So we have that slug that we are receiving, and let's use it. So here we're gonna do select blah 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 blah, and then here the only difference, we don't need the order by, since there's only one item, and we can just put limit 1 here. We don't need a lot of that. Then we can say, we can put a where clause. We can say where v.slug is equal to, and then let's put a full colon and say slug like that. Then let's add that variable to this here. So we're going to say slug, and then put that arrow. So we're creating an array there in real time, and put that slug. So we have a single video going on here. Yep, but we need the play view. So let's go to latest view. Where is that? Let's copy everything and new view here. Let's paste, save that as play.view.php. And here, instead of latest videos, maybe we put the video title there. So I'm going to copy this and put it rather there. Let's put a style and say text align center. All right, so there's a video title there. We don't need a loop, so let's remove that loop, the for each. Let me move things back a bit. We don't need this to be an a tag, so let's put a div instead. Let's convert that to a div. We don't need the href anymore. We can leave the class. The rest of this is okay. The play button here we do not need, so let's remove that as well. And here we'll say that video was not found. And then instead of videos, it's just single video. We need this if statement before the h1 tag. So let me move this guy above that. Move this in. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Let's see. Okay, so there we go. Attempt to read property title on array on line 6. Wait, what? Why is this an array? It's not empty video. What's going on? So let's go back to the play controller. Let me close all files, just leave the ones I need. Play view and play controller. Okay, so there's video there, right? Okay. Video class. Okay, what about here? If not empty video, what is going on? Title on line 6. Let's see, line 6, which is this one. So it's saying this is an array. Oh, okay. I know what's going on. We are using the query function, which means it returns an array of an array. Okay, so let's fix that real quick. Even though we're returning one result, it's an array of an array. So let's remove it from there. So I'm going to say if data video, then data video is equal to data video 0. So we just want to grab the first result. That should do the trick. Or the opposite, this is why we have the, instead of doing this, we have the, instead of query, we have the get row function. So get row like that. That returns a single row properly. So you can check that in the model.php. It's there as a function. That's the difference. Someone actually had asked me in the comments, what's the difference between the get row and the query function? Because they seem to be the same, but get row, was it get row or first function? Anyway, the point is, this is what we get, right? So my second video, and then we grab, this is a video title, the image. Now we don't need the image here because we are playing the video anyway. We don't need the title. Actually, why am I doing this? We have a view that we should follow, actually. So let me go to the original HTML page. That's the index.html. I want to look for where there's a video tag. So let me just try to find that. So the video tag is over here. No, that's the wrong place. Description. Let me do this. Let me search for tag. And the second tag, there's only one, apparently. Okay, so it is indeed here. So let me select where this ends. What is going on here? This is a short description, video title, playlist title. Okay. It's like I have all that in here. Where is the div? I'm trying to find the closing div for that selected part here. Oh, my bad. It ends right here. Why doesn't this end here? Video, okay. Something weird here went on. Interesting. This should be like this, right? in any case, this ends here, and then we have this. Where does this end? Over here. Okay, so let's grab this up to there. That's what we take to the play view and end there. Let me move this over. I think that does it. Okay, so let's grab our if statement. So I'm gonna grab that and put that over here. Bam. Let's grab the else if statement. All right, I'm gonna put this one right over here. Let's move things back a little bit. Let's push things inward a little bit. And what else? I want to grab this one, the title. So let's see where the title should be. Video title is over here. Oh, this is for the playlist. I want this up here. Paste. And I want the description here. Paste. Now in the description you may need to use, instead of the escape, you may need to use the break to new line to break function. That way it shows the break tags properly. Right. I think this works just as good. Get image. We don't need the image here at all. There's a section. Let's delete the section here. It's no longer useful. All right. And up here, I want the source of this. So I'm going to grab that and put it here. Let's remove the escape and put file over here. All right. So this time if I refresh, this is what I get. And let's try to play this, see if it works. Doesn't seem to work at all. Okay, playlist title should be here. We should know what playlist we are on. And that shouldn't be a problem because we have that information. So I'm going to copy this, put that here, and this is going to be playlist name right about there. So that should change. My first playlist, my second video, another description, and then we can have other videos from the playlist. Let's add a few break tags right at the end here. All right, let's see how that works. Okay, great. But why is the video not working? That's probably because okay, that's a video file. That should be correct. So let's see. Let's inspect the element here and see what we've got. So there's a video tag, and then there's uploads. See, blah blah blah. Okay, so the reason it can't find it is because this path is relative. So what we need to do is add. Actually, maybe we should use the get video. What you could do is you could have a get video function, just like we have the get image function. So copy everything just like that. The only difference is that you can have a short video that says no video found, maybe a 5-second video, which you can replace instead of emptiness. That way when there's no video found, there will be a video saying no video found. So I've put root like that so that it's an absolute path. Maybe that will help to find it. Let me try this out. Okay, so that doesn't work either. Let's inspect the element and see what we've got. So we do have the, yep, this looks like an actual path, but for some reason it still doesn't work. Okay, so root video file. Let me see what video file, what we have here. Why is it not working at all? Maybe it's the file name or something. Okay, what I'm going to do is try and upload a different video with a different video. So here, let's go to images. Let's try people once again. Let me put a male person instead here. My journey. Let me browse for a video. I want to look for a better named video, like this one. Select a playlist, another description. Let's save that. All right. Okay, great. Upload complete. Thank you very much. Let's go to our home page, and there it is. So let's click on that and click. So it still doesn't work. So something is mighty wrong here. Let me just confirm that. Let me open folder. Yeah, so the file is here, and it seems like there's nothing wrong with it there. Let me look for the file name here. Uploads. So I'm refreshing here just to see a third entry, and there it is. Uploads 167761. I want to look at the title to make sure these match up, and it seems it does actually line up properly. So not sure why the video isn't loading. Let's inspect the element. Let's see, maybe there's a console error here. It says, oh, candidate cannot play media, no decoders for requested formats found. Okay, so video MPEG. Right, okay, so it's my problem. It should be MP4. Okay, sorry, my bad. Let me refresh. It should play this time. Okay, there we go. Very cool. So this time I can be sure that this video will play. Okay, awesomeness. And then there's a playlist down here. Very good. Now if I click on this, it should take me to the start of the playlist if I wanted to. Clicking on one of these videos should give me a link to that specific video. So here you can see in the URL there's a slug. So instead of us using IDs, this is better for for Google search engine optimization, because at least if someone is searching for these keywords, they'll be part of the link. Okay, so playlists, popular, latest, great. So everything seems to be working fine. Now, before we go to clicking on playlists, what happens there? Let's deal with this. So if I click on this video, right, it should check to see what other videos are in the playlist and add them here. So that is easy to do. If we go to play, we already know the video we've got here, and we know it's one video. So let's do if this, then let's say get all videos from the playlist, right? So to get that, we can just use the video class like this, and then say is equal to no, video class like this. Let's run a query instead, because I want those guys to have details as well. Okay, there's just video title and description, so I don't really need. Now what you could do here is, you see description here is difficult because if let's say for example you have a large description here, very long text, and maybe you used something like SummerNote where you add HTML as well to design this description in detail. It would be very difficult to show that here. So what I would suggest is you put a short description for your video that can show over here when the videos are like this, and then here you show the longer description on the full thing. But while the videos are in this mode, you show a very short description down here together with the playlist name. But that's up to you if you want to do that. So in my case, I'll simply just remove the short description, too few arguments. Oh, okay. It's merely complaining because here I haven't added anything. Okay, so I'm going to select this same query here. What I could do is, instead of having it like this, I would cut this and just put a query there and then put a variable there so that it's easier to read what's going on. So paste like so. Yeah. Okay, something like this. So I'm going to grab the query once more and put it here. Okay, so there's a slug in there for the specific video, but let me grab this, put that there. So in this case, instead of a slug, we're looking for a playlist ID. So I'm going to do playlist_ID. So the playlist ID should match a specific playlist ID, which will come from data video here. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, data video arrow playlist ID, like so. So the playlist ID, from here we find other videos that match that playlist ID. So here in this case, we're gonna do, instead of where slug is equal to slug, we're gonna do where playlist ID. In the video, there's playlist ID is equal to, yes, playlist ID, like so. Okay, so that works. So we don't put limit 1 here at all. We want to get all the results like so. Now this one will go inside a variable called, let's do this. We can call it something like related. Okay, like related videos we want to show them. So I will need to do an if statement. So let me grab this part here. So there's a part where there's a playlist name, and then there's a div. Then inside here we have, okay, this represents one of those videos. So there are only 2, this one included. So I'm going to remove 1. But this one stays. So let me put an if statement. This one is related. And then let's put an end if, like that. Let's do that. Duplicate and duplicate. Let's do for each. And here I'll do related as video. All right. So video title again. Let me grab that. Video title. Short description. Let's forget about that, I think, for now. Maybe just put playlist name, just to put something there. And then there's this I tag for the play button. So literally this one is, let me put an A tag over here. Clicking this should just load this particular video instead. So on this one, we're gonna put the root and then /play/ let's do video slug and close that. All right. What about the image? So the image, let me grab this, put it here. Actually, this should be the get image function, video image, like that. All right, so let's refresh, and there we go, and there we go. So you see here, videos in the same playlist, pretty much. This one here needs some padding, I guess, the description. Let me do some styling here. I'm gonna say maybe margin. Well, let's do padding instead. Padding left 10 pixels and padding right 10 pixels. Let's see how well that does. Okay, that's better. Now we can put all this inside an A tag, or just on the play button here, I can click that. Okay, let's try this one, different video. See, that one, different video. So now what I want is to be able to know which of these videos is actually playing now. So instead of this, we can put the now playing version. So what we need to do is compare the slug here to the slug that's inside the thing here. Okay. Now to grab that slug is simple. Since we have it here, actually, we can just add it to data. So right here, we can just say data slug. So anything we want to take to the view side, we add it like that. And then all we need to do is compare. So here we can do something like, there's a playlist name, right? What do we show here? We say if, for example, let's grab this video slug. Let's do playlist name. If I put a question mark there, no, instead of that, let's playlist name, full colon. Here I want to say now playing, like so. So here we need a condition, right? Condition. Let me move this bracket to the end here, because the escape should happen to the whole thing. So in here, we're just asking a video playlist name. Now, instead of this, I want video slug. If that's equal to just the slug, then now playing. So let's try that. You see here, this one is playing now. If I click on this one is now playing. But maybe a more drastic change is in order. We need to, let me select, where is this probably. Let's try and add a background color maybe. On the element, let's say background, let's do red. So I don't see any changes whatsoever. So maybe we should have added this onto this particular div. It does have a background color, so I can adjust that a little bit to suit my needs. So what color would actually work here? So knock yourself out here and create a new color that you think would look nice. it's on this div. What class does it have? Class 53. So right about here. So if I do a style here and say background and then paste that color there. Now we only show this if this is true. So I'm gonna grab this part and put it in here. Paste. So echo that. So instead of now playing, we're gonna, let me remove this up to there. So instead of the now playing, we're gonna put this style in here like so. And then if it doesn't match, let's put an empty and then close that up. So we echo an empty string if it's not playing, and if it is, let's change the background color. So I'm gonna refresh, and clearly you can see this is the video playing. If I play this one, you can see that's the video playing now. If I play this one, that's the video playing, and so on and so forth. Okay, I think that actually does it. Very cool. Now the thing is, on playlists here, if I click on playlist, it just goes to play and there's no video found. So what video should the playlist load? Obviously, when you click on the playlist, it should load the first video in the series. So what we're gonna do is let's go to, so we never need to load the slug of the playlist itself. We just load the slug of the video, right? So let's go to, since every video always play in the context of a playlist. So let me just go to playlist view right here. So the slug on this case, in this case, where is this? New playlist. Wait, what's going on here? This is the view playlists with an S. Okay, there we go. So this is the thing I'm concerned about. Instead of the playlist slug, there should be playlist, and then there should be video, and then there should be slug. Now, in case that does not exist, let's put a question mark and put an empty string there, like so, because it's possible what we're about to do here may not exist sometimes. That's if you have a playlist that is empty and there's no so-called first video, then we can have a problem. All right. Yes. Now maybe instead of an emptiness there, we could just echo out the slug of the playlist itself. So I can remove this like so. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is add another object within the playlist, the playlist row. I'm going to add another row called video, which will contain the first video in the playlist and then get the slug of that same video. So if I go to the playlists, so you see here they have playlists, right? So we can loop through all the playlists and then check out the first video of each playlist and then add it to each one of them. So I'm going to do a for loop here, or for each instead. So that's data playlists with key and value. The value, let's just change that to row because it's going to be a row. So here I want to loop through every single video, every single playlist, and find the first video. So what I'm going to do is use the same, so instead of playlists, let's use a video here, right? Since we're getting videos, we're going to use the video model, since that's what connects to the database of the table of videos. So what I'll do here is I'm going to say short for result. I'm going to say res is equal to and say video. Since I just want one video, I'll say first like this, and then put an array here. So I want to grab the first video. Now, normally the model is set up in a way that it grabs the last video in the series, and we're going to see that momentarily. So here I'm looking for the playlist ID as a search term, and we're going to say raw. Let's see, these are playlists, so just the ID itself. Okay, so if we grab the result and something actually came of this, then we need to modify this and add the video column in there. So I'm going to say if res like that, then we're going to do data playlists. Let's modify that. The playlist of whatever key we are on right now is equal, no, actually the playlist key, then let's add an item to that object, which we're going to call video, and we'll say is equal to res. Like this, simple and straightforward. So let's check that out. If I now refresh, you will notice that there will be my first video as the link. So if I click, it actually takes me to the first video in the playlist right about there, instead of this one, my first video. Oh, okay, so the order is descending already, is it? Let me look at this function called first. Let me just check it out inside models. Ah, there it is. So it seems not to change the order. So there's no order here at all. Order by. So that's my mistake. I should use this order column, order type. So oh, right. I didn't think it was necessary. That's why, because it's one result at the end of the day, but it seems it is. So there's a limit and an offset, but let's add order by, and then let's do order type, order column, and then order type. But these are coming from this same class, so let's use this keyword here, just like we got that limit. So I'm gonna put that here and that, oops, and that there. Okay, so that fixes things. So I'll show you why that is important. So let me come back here, and if I click now, you'll see that it gets the last video. Okay, which is good. Things are working out. So now we just need to tell it that we want the first video. So here when we say first, we can tell the video class first of all that the order type is ascending. So the reason I added those things is so we can modify the order type when we need to. So if I now go back and click here, the first video is the first in the list, and if I click on this one, there we go, and that one, there we go. Okay, so just like kind of like YouTube, right? You have the playlist here, you have the description of the video, and you have the actual video here. So everything now should work as intended. Let's see, there we go. Very, very cool. So the only thing remaining now is for the admin section, to actually work. But otherwise everything else works. We can upload videos, we can add new playlists. Let's add a new playlist, shall we? Now there's only one issue here I've seen. For example, if I try to save directly to tell me please add a valid image, but then it shows me the progress bar here, which isn't very nice. So let's go to the upload pages here, which is like playlist.view. Let me go down here. Now the reason for that is that we show these things before we actually start. So this should only show after the validation. So let me remove all of that. So at this point, we are sure validation is done and uploading has begun. So let's put that code there instead. Same thing with video.view, which is the uploader. Let's go down here. Let's remove these guys here. And let's do this when we start uploading, like so. Alrighty then. So I'm going to refresh, try again, save, and then okay, that doesn't show. Okay, so new playlist. Let's go to images, products, maybe playlist. This one is, maybe the playlist is money and investments. You could use the &. Let's try that so that we see how it handles that. And let's save. Great. So if we go to playlists now, oh, is there only one playlist? Let's go to playlists. There's only one. This is interesting. So what's happening? New playlist. Money and investments. Oh, you see, this is the thing I forgot. So let's fix that real quick. Let me go to playlists view. Okay, so the thing that's happening is that success isn't true, and here when the results come back, okay. So I want to decode the message that came back. So if everything is good, upload complete. Before we reach this point, let's do this. Let's say let obj is equal to, because we're expecting JSON data. So I'm going to say JSON.parse. That's how you convert this JSON string to an actual object or an array. And I want to get the xhr.response text. And then I'm going to say if obj.success. So if things went well, success will be true. So that's when we show this, right? But if success is not true, then let's echo out the errors. So here I'm going to say alert obj.errors.toString. All right. Now, instead of just alerting this, you can have the errors show up here somewhere if you want. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to click this and do that. And then let's save. Let me actually refresh the page. Okay, so it's an object actually. Errors is an object, so it just shows object. Okay, so it didn't work to convert it to a string, right? Okay, let's change things up a little bit. Let's do an let me grab object.errors here. What I'm gonna do is say for, let's add a for loop and object.errors like that. Now here I'll say let string is equal to empty string, like so. And then here I'll say string plus equals. So I can add to the string. I'll add whatever error is there at that moment, like so. Errors I, which will be text. And to the end of it, I'm going to concatenate a break tag, like so. Then I'm going to grab an item, so document.querySelector. I don't know the class name yet, but I could name it JS errors. Say .inner HTML is equal to string. Okay, so let's create the JS errors somewhere. New playlist. Let me notice, maybe here. So let's do div like that. Actually, I need this to be bright. So let's look at playlists. I want to grab this part which says no playlists found and paste it here. Yep. Empty that. And then here I'm just gonna add a class and say JS errors. Let me make sure there isn't another class here. Okay, great. I could put all this on one line, I guess. Like so. Okay. So let's refresh. Oh, there it is. Cool. Let me put the hide class so that it's not visible, but then it means we have to unhide it at some point. So I'm going to just duplicate this and say dot class list dot remove the hide. Let's remove that. Okay. Cool. So refresh. Let me add money and investments. Let's add this and then let's. Okay. So it shows something here is going on, but there isn't any text in there. So why is that? Let's go to the element inspect in the console and let's look at what we got. So errors is here. Playlist can only have letters and spaces. So that's what we should see. So errors is an object and there's one item in there. So what's happening? Errors.inHTML is equal to string. Let's see here. String.obji. Okay. Maybe because it's an object. Let's do this. Let's use the other loop. We say for key in obj.errors. Okay. Then here we say obj errors key like that. Okay, maybe that should do it. So refresh. Let's start again. There we go. So playlist can only have letters and spaces. Oh, so that's the error. Great. Maybe we don't want that anymore. We can change it in the playlist model. So playlist model. Let's change that error. We can add extra, like for example, the ampersand. We'll escape it and put an and there. Maybe we will need a dash as well. Just escape every character you may need to add to a playlist, right? So, or you can remove this entire check altogether. It doesn't really matter. But let's try this again. So click, upload complete, and everything worked. So if I go to playlists, there is my playlist. I don't know why this is going up like this. So it's because this is on 2 lines. Right. So in order for these to be similar at the top, let me go to playlists here, playlists view. I could change the style here of this one item. There's a class there, but let's add a style. The style is going to be vertical. Wait. Vertical align, top. Let's see if that helped. Oopsie. It's because that is out. Okay. And there we go. Okay. We can also just reduce the font size here on the playlists. So I'm gonna do style. Font size 16 pixels. Let's see. Yeah, maybe something like this. Same thing here, you can edit those as you wish. Alright, so in the next video, let's deal with the admin section. Let's create an admin section where we can administrate the users, the playlists, and the videos. Okay, so I will see you in the next final video.